everyone. My name is Angie Hendershot, and on behalf of my colleagues, I'm honored to represent Procter & Gamble as the lead sponsor for this year's Greater Iowa City, Inc. annual meeting. Thank you. Procter & Gamble has been a proud member of this community for nearly 70 years, aspiring to be a force for growth and a force for good. Like you, we are committed to supporting initiatives that drive innovation, foster collaboration, and contribute to the economic and social vitality of the Greater Iowa City area. Tonight's event is a testament to the incredible work done by the Greater Iowa City, Inc., and we are grateful to play a part in supporting its mission. It is now my pleasure to turn things over to Todd Means, Chair of the Executive Council, who will guide us through the next portion of this evening's session. Again, thank you all for being here and for everything you do to partner in making this community exceptional.
Thank you, Angela. So Nancy told me I had 5 minutes, and for those that know me and know me well, this will be done in about 2 or 3. Chip challenged me a little bit, so Chip, start your phone. Welcome to the Greater IC annual meeting. Thank you for your interest being here to support Greater IC. This evening, you'll see the work that's being done to transform the business partnership, formerly the Chamber, and ICAD into one. There's been a tremendous amount of work being completed to propel progress for our future. I also believe you'll be inspired by the opportunities for economic development throughout our communities. I am Todd Means, Regional Retail President for Midwest One Bank, and as a fourth-generation Iowa City kid, honored to be this year's chair for the Greater IC Executive Council. To kick things off, we'd like to recognize our sponsors. Our visionary and community sponsors that fund our work are on the screens behind me. Our annual meeting sponsor, as Angela said, lead sponsor Procter & Gamble, presenting sponsor Slingshot and Delta Equity Capital. Our table sponsors are set on your tables, but without your support, the Greater IC could not accomplish the work that we're set out to do. And now I would ask, if you're an elected official, would you please stand? Thank you. We do want to recognize our board of directors. This is a dynamic board with diverse leadership personalities. It's a pleasure to get to know each of you and work alongside you to help bring ideas to Greater IC to be ever better. I especially want to recognize Robin Thurm. Robin, where are you? There she is. You may or may not know, the two of us have been Batman and Robin, no pun intended, Robin, passing the gavel between chair, incoming chair, and past chair the last 6 years, representing ICAD and now the Greater IC. Robin, I just want you to know, I think we're pretty close to being done passing the gavel, but I also want you to know I appreciate your support, your leadership, and more importantly, your friendship. If you're part of the Greater IC Executive Council, would you please stand to be recognized? I don't want to steal Nancy's thunder, but I'm going to. As I represent the board, I think it's important we recognize Nancy and the Greater IC team for the work that they do, that they've accomplished this year. It has been a lot, and it's been a big undertaking. Specifically, I want to recognize Mary Wiley for consolidating finances and balance sheets of the two organizations into one. I also want to recognize Mackenzie DeRoe for being recognized as a CBJ 40 under 40 recipient this year. And last, I'd like to recognize Katie Gerlach and Nancy Bird for being recognized as Corridor's top 25 most influential. What a great confirmation of the leadership we have at the Greater IC. Their overlying responsibility is to elevate business, invest in strategic initiatives, and advocate for our community. And now I'm going to hand it off to John Landon. Secretary of Shuttleworth Ingersoll, and Secretary of Greater IC Executive Council to have us go through some housekeeping things and a member vote. Thank you.
Very good. We're going to set the stage here. I'm John Landon. It's my privilege to serve on the executive committee and the board of Greater Iowa City, and specifically serve as secretary of this organization. During my day job, I'm a partner with the law firm Shuttleworth and Ingersoll, represented by table 39 over there in the back. I just want to get started here briefly with providing a little bit of a little background, recent background. So as Todd mentioned, in the last couple of years, or actually in the last few meetings, annual meetings that we've had, we've talked about Greater Iowa City and ICAD merging together and joining forces. And a few years ago, that actually happened, and some corporate restructuring occurred. And lawyers can't help but get their hands on stuff and kind of muddle it all up. And so here we are today to finally sort of consummate some of that work. So through the restructuring process, we determined it was probably time to update the Articles of Incorporation for Greater Iowa City. And me being the new guy on the board and pretty naive, volunteered, oh yeah, no problem, I do this all the time, right? I'll spearhead this project. Little did I know that in addition to serving as the corporate secretary, I also volunteered to serve as the official historian for the organization, because these Articles of Incorporation that we're going to update today somehow, remarkably, have remained untouched since their original adoption in 1936. That was when the chamber was originally founded. So you each, you didn't realize this, maybe a few of you did who were paying attention to the legal notices in the Press Citizen, but the rest of you get the special privilege of helping us send off this governing document from a time gone by. However, we first actually need to use it and have it do its final act today. Oh, here we are. Yeah, we're going to get to this. The dues clearly are outdated. It probably pays for the first row of tables here. That's enough. So we certainly need to update some of these items. So I did a little bit of research from some of our more seasoned members of the chamber to kind of learn a little bit about what was going on, how the chamber operated as far back as we can tell. And so I understand that the chamber typically held its meetings in restaurants, smoke-filled rooms, where libations abounded. So it's good to know, at least with the libation side of things, we can continue to, it withstands the test of time. But let me get in costume here. So we've got our little top hat, because we certainly needed to see these articles off in the right way. My monocle, which I can't see a darn thing with that. And here we're a smoke-filled room. All right, so we're ready to go. Everybody ready here? Okay. First off, point of procedure. Can you roll back to the old one more? There we go. Okay. So Article 9, Section 5 provides that every member is entitled to speak on matters brought before the chamber for consideration. However, the chairperson, Mr. Means, who just spoke with us, has discretion to limit debate, and I actually request, Mr. Means, that you would limit discretion of debate from table 39 in the back, those pesky lawyers from Shuttleworth and Ingersoll, who I understand are here really only to heckle and disrupt procedures. So if you wouldn't mind, thank you. So you're now silenced. Okay, next. Hopefully some of you noticed that we did actually take some procedures as set forth in these articles to formally notice up this meeting, so that we, as a matter of kind of state law, can approve a new set of Articles of Incorporation. The notice was in the Press Citizen, as well as the invitations. The new articles have been posted on our bylaws. All right, now we can roll forward a couple of slides to what's changed over time. So in 1936, the official name of the organization was the Chamber of Commerce of Iowa City, Iowa. We've grown, right? We're not just in Iowa City. We are now the Greater Iowa City, Inc. is the name that we go by, and we are still the Iowa City Chamber of Commerce. Our mission, as Jenny is going to talk about it a little bit, has also expanded in scope, right? We're not just an Iowa City-focused organization. We are focused on growing the economy and serving the entire Johnson County community. So back in the day, the articles and bylaws were combined. Now we've separated them out. Also, we had 12 members in 1936. Now we've expanded that board to accommodate the robustness of our community and economy. And the different seats, we've got 4 designated seats, one for University of Iowa, one for the City of Iowa City Manager, North Liberty City Manager, and Coralville City Manager. So what I would do, I've been up here long enough, and I can't see through this monocle at all. So we'll go ahead, and I would like to have a motion, one, most importantly, to waive any technical defects that may have occurred in the notice of this meeting and in the proceedings today. And then 2, approve the updated Articles of Incorporation and bylaws that the Board of Directors that Todd shared with us earlier have previously approved and submitted to you all for approval, as well as to formally ratify the faces you saw on the screen a few moments ago as the official Board of Directors. So I came up here without my glass of alcohol, but you all have yours. So if you wouldn't mind, please raising your glass to vote in the affirmative for the approval of our new articles. We've got cameras over here to serve as our official documentation, because I need unanimous consent or I'm going to have to go through the rolls from 1936 forward. All right, very good. Very good. Thank you all. Oh, wait a minute. I need a motion. Where's my motion? All right, I have a motion from Todd, a second from Jennifer, and our vote one more time. Cheers. Cheers, everybody. Okay, very good. Up next, I'd like to introduce Jennifer Wunderlich, who's going to take a deeper dive into our Articles of Incorporation.
Good evening. I'm so glad to be here. As he said, I'm Jenny Wunderlich with PSC Distribution. Here we go. Who is Greater Iowa City? What is Greater Iowa City? Over the past year, the Transition Board of Directors and your current board has been working together with the leadership and staff of Greater IC to really answer those questions. For any of us, knowing what we're doing and why we're doing it is critical to our drive to grow and contribute to an organization. Our desire as a board and the Greater IC staff is that all of you leave here tonight with a clear understanding of the vision and mission of this newly merged powerhouse. I use the word powerhouse because the people, programs, and priorities of this organization are actively helping businesses, improving public-private communication and partnerships, and equipping community leaders to positively impact change at every level. As a small business owner and Iowa City native, getting to serve in an organization that helps drive economic resiliency and community improvement is incredibly meaningful. Now here you go. The Greater IC defined vision is to be a community greater than ourselves and ensure that real opportunity always exists here. I love casting vision, defining the why, which for this organization is to strive daily to be that community that is always striving for greater, to grow as individuals and together, and to work strategically to ensure real opportunities always exist right here. Now, as much as I love casting vision, the former Army officer in me gets fired up about the mission. What are we actually going to do? Well, we're going to elevate, invest, and advocate. So when people ask you, what does Greater Iowa City do? We elevate, invest, and advocate. So here we go. In detail, our mission is to inspire the Iowa City area to be greater by elevating businesses, by investing in strategic initiatives, and advocating for the economic resiliency for the greater community. I'm going to repeat those one more time. Our mission is to elevate businesses, invest in strategic initiatives, and advocate for economic resiliency. Businesses are a critical pillar of our economy, and Greater IC is elevating them through some new and some enhanced programs that provide powerful opportunities for business leaders and employees to connect with other stakeholders, promote their products and services, and even grow exponentially through offerings like CLP, the Community Leadership Program, and the new Executive Leadership Program, as well as connecting businesses and nonprofits with the wealth of resources in our community through our new Business Resource Center, as well as weekly networking events. Greater IC staff is also strategically working to attract and meet with potential new businesses who are checking out our community and highlighting powerful data about the outstanding offerings in our area. Our advocacy arm, led by Mackenzie Giroux, is intentionally connecting public and private leaders and elected officials to address issues ranging from workforce to our natural resources, as well as being a catalyst for challenging conversations between public and private entities to work toward positive change. Now, while the Greater IC staff are incredible, and they drive the work and programs that provide benefits to us all in the community, I found the greatest impact of the organization is to those who engage. Engage! Now, decades ago, sometime in my early teen years, I attended the Iowa women's basketball camp just down the road. It's pretty crazy to me, but I distinctly remember listening to the motivational speaker that they brought in, Carol Harder. And I remember her repeating this phrase, "Your greatest power is your power to choose." And she said it again and again. Your greatest power is your power to choose. We get to choose every day where we're going to spend our time and our energy, which relationships we're really going to work on, and whether we're going to learn from our mistakes and grow, or bury our talents in the ground and let others experience the challenges and the extra blessings of the hard work. I encourage you all to look at the vast array of opportunities, events, and initiatives Greater IC is spearheading. Try one new thing this year. Choose to engage. And find something that interests you, that excites you. When we are engaging in areas in our passions or giftings, our internal buckets get filled, and those buckets will overflow in positive ways to those around us for the betterment of everyone. Now, I don't know why each of you came here tonight, but I do believe we all have the power to choose what we do with the gifts and the opportunities we've been blessed with, and that Greater Iowa City has a vision and a mission worth investing in. Come engage with us. Learn where you can elevate your business and others, invest in strategic initiatives, and advocate for economic resiliency. Let's work together to accomplish this mission and pour out positive results across our community. So hopefully, after that, you all feel more confident in our vision and have a drive to engage in a new way in the mission. To take us into the values and a deeper dive into the people is the leader of integrity and grit of this organization, Nancy Bird.
Thank you so much, Jenny, for those powerful words and for everything you've done to champion this organization. Your leadership and commitment have been a driving force, not just in guiding us through transitions, but in setting the tone for how we approach our work. Jenny continues to encourage us to engage in meaningful civic dialogue, which is something we deeply need right now. Coming together as a community is more important than ever, and Jenny demonstrates every day how we can do that. As we reflect on the foundation that our executive council leaders like Todd Means, John Landon, and Jenny have built, it's the perfect moment to talk about what grounds us as an organization. our values. These values aren't just words we share on a slide or in a statement. They're the principles that guide our decisions, shape our culture, and remind us of who we are and what we strive to become. We value a growth mindset, which means we're going to try things and not fear failure. Stagnation and complacency have no room here, and grace and understanding is how we learn. We're going to support a respectful culture for those that are seeking ways to learn in a safe space through a positive civic dialogue. This is how we advocate. We value service. This is a year where we are refining services as well as working to better understand how we serve so that you, our community, feels the impact. We're dedicated to that. We therefore place high value on action. One of the hardest yet most important facets of this work, especially with large groups, is the decision to do, to move, to keep going. We are building a deep bench so that we can sustain this kind of action, which leads me to one of our most important tenets, trust. We value being your trusted partners, and we want you to value us as being the same. We won't be able to survive as an organization if we can't count on one another, especially in a partnership model. You can trust us to hold information and help convene partners. You can trust that we're doing everything we can to ensure we are progressing towards the economic sustainability of Johnson County. So you can't imagine how grateful I am to have a full team that embodies these values. The fact that many of them committed and adapted through a really big transition, and our new staff took a look at the job openings and said, not only am I passionate about the role Greater IC is offering, but it's a dream job. It makes it a joy to come to work every single day. The work I'll share tonight is a reflection of them. I've hired people way smarter than me, and every day I strive just to get them what they need to keep their motivation rolling in a really good direction, and they're doing it. While tonight I have the honor of standing up to share this collective work that truly takes this full team, my real goal is to keep up with Greater IC Senior Community Development Director, Better Together Executive Director, and trusted partner, Katie Gerlach. You may have heard that she's championing a train, but in reality, I think the real train is Katie. She's got more horsepower than anything on rails. And lest we not forget Robin Hepker, who stands alone for her greatness in this community. She's constantly supporting and, quite frankly, quietly leading. As you might notice, wherever I go, I try to adopt her. So I feel really good about this team and look forward to you all getting to know them better. So would the Greater IC staff please stand up and let's give them a round of applause. Someone has got a whistle. Wow, that was great. We have many great partners, and I think it's important to highlight them tonight. Locally, and this past decade of supporting one another has led us to this moment. Betsy Potter, Josh Schamberger, Shelley Meharry, Jackie Kleppe, Pete Mathis, Angie Jordan, and now Maurice Davis. And our dedicated city managers and Johnson County liaisons are really amazing. It's taken time to get to know each other, to build trust, and we are there. So I'm so grateful for these colleagues and their teams. We also have wonderful regional partners. Thank you to Marty Lenz, Doug Newman, Barbara Solberg, Christy Fisher, and others that are continuing to think and explore how we continue to build on past successes while building on future opportunities for the larger region, one project at a time. The work of our organization, as you know, is guided by 3 other innovation councils. Tonight, we will share the results of work that they have overseen, and I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to the members of these councils and our public-private co-chairs, Nick Lindsley and Jasmine Almoyed, Jenny Wunderlich and Joni Treister, Lisa Shilney, and Nick Burgess. These councils have been instrumental in driving our work forward, helping us refine our current services and laying the foundation for new initiatives. As we celebrate the incredible work of our council members, I'd like to turn our attention to another group of champions who play a vital role in our success, the Greater IC Ambassadors, and the work of our team, Maria Schussler, Lexi Randolph, and Jason Schrock. Our ambassadors are the face of our organization and in the community. They're the ones cutting ribbons at new businesses, welcoming entrepreneurs and innovators into our region, and ensuring that important initiatives are shared far and wide. Their enthusiasm and dedication create a sense of belonging and connection that strengthens our entire community. This network of engaged leaders is further complemented by the 2024 cohorts of our Executive Leadership Program, the Community Leadership Program, and the new Board Leadership Program. These programs are cultivating the next generation of dynamic leaders who are passionate about economic resiliency and the future of our community. Together, these programs are building business and civic leaders that present a pipeline of talent and energy that will sustain and grow not only our businesses, but our cities, our nonprofits, and our mission over time. If you are on an innovation council or an ambassador or have participated in any of our leadership programs, will you please stand up to be recognized? I love the whistler. Whoever's whistling, that's phenomenal. These programs are also the place, quite frankly, where we have the opportunity to hear community discord. I love sharing that I'm from Iowa. Iowa nice is a real thing. I hope we can all recognize that it can also be an impediment. We need to practice radical candor, sharing productively and kindly and caring so that we can work through and resolve issues rather than allow them to manifest into unhealthy patterns. And these groups really capture that collaborative spirit. Our new marketing director, Jesse Wallace, has been kind enough to pull together a video summary of our mission and this past year's efforts for you to enjoy. It's really nice to have a talented videographer on the team. So let's take a look.
Johnson County and the greater Iowa City area has been central to the authentic history of the state of Iowa, and we know a few things about striving for. First, from Iowa City's role as the state's first capital in 1839 and the only home to the University of Iowa, to being the nation's first UNESCO City of Literature, our impact spans medicine, education, and the arts. Since 1939, our organization has led with courage and commitment, fostering growth across Johnson County, and we continue to look forward. As the Greater Iowa City team, we're proud to serve a diverse and thriving community, embracing all who share in our vision. Our mission is simple yet powerful: to elevate, invest, and advocate for a brighter future where everyone has a role in building what's next. Together, we're here to unlock potential, support local innovation, and create lasting opportunities for everyone. To elevate, we support local businesses, helping them reach new heights and drive our community's progress, from groundbreakings to ribbon cuttings. We're there every step of the way, celebrating milestones and new beginnings. To invest, we focus on initiatives that strengthen our community for the long run, building a future where opportunity is for all. Through strategic projects and new partnerships, we're building a resilient community inspired by the belief that growth is always possible. And to advocate, we're a voice for resilience, pushing for economic opportunities and resources that keep our community thriving. From policy discussions to community outreach, we work to ensure that every voice is heard, every idea considered. Every initiative we lead, every coalition we build, is about creating a place where opportunity and ambition come together. Greater Iowa City, Inc. Together, creating a community that's not just stronger, but greater.
Jesse collected that, and he collected the video over the past month because he hasn't been with us that long. But if you can imagine what he can do with a little bit more time, it's pretty amazing. So thank you, Jesse, for that video. Under the guidance of our innovation councils, we've discussed complex challenges, explored countless creative ideas, and recognized that the first step toward meaningful progress is gaining a deeper understanding of Johnson County's unique complexities and data insights. This information will allow us to better celebrate the competitive strengths of the greater Iowa City area while teeing up the opportunity to build coalitions to address shared challenges. Enter Evan Doyle, our new Economic and Community Development Program Manager, whose expertise in data has been instrumental in advancing our work. A recent graduate from the University of Iowa School of Planning and Public Affairs, Evan led a data task force that developed our first Greater IC Data Digest, a resource offering comprehensive, replicable, county-wide data to help us better understand our community in context of our region and state. We're excited to share this with you tonight. Printed copies are available on tables around the room, and you can also access the full PDF using the QR code provided on your programs. The digest offers us an opportunity to review our current business complexion, confirm or adjust our anecdotal understandings, and measure progress over time. Our county has over 3,500 businesses. We rank among the highest in business density of our peer set of other similar counties across the country. Almost 95% of our businesses have less than 50 employees. We have a labor force of over 86,000 employees with a very high educational attainment and a very low unemployment rate. It's really a wonderful workforce, and yet many are feeling the stress. 24% of the households fall into the ALICE category, or asset-limited, income-constrained, and employed households. While our income inequality is ranked in the middle of the pack, much of our inequality in the area results from the contrast between well-paid university, tech, and industry jobs and the prevalence of lower wage positions in food service, retail, the nonprofit sector, and hospitality. We are fortunate that our population, with roughly 153,000 people across the county, has continued to grow, and it grew by 14% from 2013 to 2022. But the question of sustaining this same growth, it really is a question. While we have grown quickly, our lower income population has grown faster than our market's ability to support their upward mobility, and that's a problem for everyone. Our business community also gave feedback through the Business Retention and Expansion Survey. Businesses in Johnson County have reported that they have been able to grow, though new physical locations and expanding their audience and markets outside of our area is how they've done it. Involvement in the local community has been cited as part of their success, as well as technology and innovation. According to survey respondents, talent recruitment is the biggest challenge, followed by government policy at 30% and employee retention at 27% of survey respondents. They prioritized housing, talent attraction, and childcare initiatives as efforts we should be working on to maintain a competitive region. Businesses in the greater Iowa City area have consistently rated Johnson County as an excellent place to invest, highlighting our strong quality of life. This feedback reaffirms that we're on the right track for many businesses, but it also underscores the need for collective action on key challenges. We must focus on initiatives that alleviate stress on our local workforce, expand affordable and attainable housing, and bridge the gap between job seekers and the jobs available in our county. As we look to 2025, our focus can now be sharper with this data, which brings us back to the All-In Vision Plan established after the pandemic. Led by our tri-chairs of University of Iowa President Barb Wilson, Kate Moreland of ICAD, and Angie Jordan of the South of 6 Business District, we continue to have our focus on this vision, and in particular, pillars 2, 3, and 4. We are focusing investment on programs that implement authentic, vibrant neighborhoods while supporting a well-connected mobile region and a thriving, inclusive economic ecosystem. Tonight, I'd like to briefly share what's next for us in 2025, and you will see these pillars in our work. We're excited to announce the launch of 3 new strategic investment districts, which are non-regulatory opportunities where our organization is targeting technical services and support to enable a place-based economic development approach. These strategic investment districts focus on locations within the community that need reinvestment and use a neighborhood's unique identity and strengths as a competitive advantage. Place-based strategies emphasize the value of strong neighborhoods and the people who gather there, whether for work or play or living, and are designed to transform underutilized areas into thriving neighborhoods. These locations were chosen where the market has stalled for various reasons that require intervention, and we believe will have the opportunity to increase both business opportunities and increase housing supply while strengthening walkability. Each of these areas were winnowed down with our municipal partners and reviewed by greater IC innovation councils. They were chosen because they have some existing assets to start with, and we believe that with some added technical support and investment, these areas could result in more identifiable, walkable neighborhoods with childcare, transit, grocery, and other neighborhood services that improve the quality of life of our employee base and ultimately increase housing supply. These 3 targeted areas include Cherry Street in North Liberty. We heard from businesses and civic leaders alike they want to support building authentic, walkable areas that we can support with branding and technical expertise. The Cherry Street corridor has an opportunity to be the connecting tissue between the new City Hall, the Community Center, and the Liberty Center Pond. We hope to attract housing and transit opportunities among other important, not yet present assets to this area. 5th Street in Coralville. This corridor hosts the most diverse neighborhood in the county, and with targeted support, we can help enhance business investment, critical housing needs, and pathways that better connect it with transit, childcare, and other neighborhood services that extend to the Iowa River. Sycamore. In our outreach, we probably heard most about the need to support the Sycamore area of Iowa City. After a failed mall auction, we understand that this area needs added technical expertise to support neighborhood service opportunities, housing possibilities, and connections with one of our biggest employers in Iowa City, Procter & Gamble. We want to work with the extended neighbor to help reimagine this neighborhood. We know that for retail to work well, it should be clustered as it is downtown and with the Iowa River Landing, Regional Mall, and other areas. Our goals are not to compete with these areas. Our goal is to improve emerging walkable neighborhoods that provide opportunities for new employers, neighborhood services, limited retail, housing, and improved livability. We are 100% behind the Iowa City Downtown District, Iowa River Landing, and South of 6th District in the critical work that they do to support retail clusters in the region. Advancing business services and livability in these targeted strategic investment districts are intended to help attract workforce and grow the market in the entire county. We would love your involvement. In the coming year, Katie, Evan, and our new Economic Development Program Manager, Melanie Bimson, will be working with our innovation councils to establish the charrette processes that engage our design and building communities, and we will be inviting your input. What's next in mobility and workforce? We will continue to be opportunistic and seek to advance the pop-up metro commuter train pilot or other rapid transit option on the Crandix Short Line Rail. We are motivated to encourage our community to continue to make critical decisions to advance this project. The pop-up metro in particular is designed to deliver results quickly and effectively. By leasing a train kit that includes train cars, charging infrastructure, modular platforms, and maintenance, we're building a solution that isn't just efficient, it's adaptable. This isn't about waiting for a perfect plan to fall into place years down the road. Instead, it's about acting with expediency. The pop-up metro can serve as a live study, a hands-on opportunity to prove, not just project, what is possible. By running the system in real time, we'll gather data and insights to ensure its success and scalability. The proposal currently under discussion with our Metropolitan Planning Organization is for a 3-year pilot program and could move forward in months, not years. And the core idea remains, let's prove it works instead of endlessly projecting how it might. Leading the charge on this initiative is Katie Gerlach. Katie has been an amazing champion for this effort in our strategic investment districts. She is bringing her energy, expertise, and commitment to every aspect of these projects. The proposed commuter train, or alternative transportation along this route, offers a solution to significant commuter traffic volumes and the costly parking challenges faced by employees traveling between North Liberty, the hospitals, and downtown Iowa City. It's no coincidence that 2 of our strategic investment districts have been identified as potential locations for modular train stations, further integrating transportation solutions with community development. Another highlight for our 2025 initiatives focuses on business support and education, ensuring that local businesses not only have the resources they need to thrive, but also the tools and knowledge to drive positive change in our community. Let me be clear, this organization deeply values small businesses. Our data shows they make up the majority of our business community, their growth is essential, and they are the core to our local culture. Resources like drop-in co-working centers at 808 5th Street, the North Liberty CoLab, and our local libraries are hubs of business tools and technical guidance. The ecosystem we help cultivate offers mentorship, connections, and opportunities for growth, key pillars for supporting thriving businesses in the greater Iowa City community. Our dedicated team is vital to this mission. Mary Willie, our business leader, and the team's glue, Sarah Thompson, Director of Rural Development, Lexi Rudolph, Programs and Operations Specialist, Maria Schussler, who brings events like tonight's to life, and Connor Gast, our Merge and 808 manager, work tirelessly to strengthen this ecosystem and deliver education and outreach across the county. This year, we're prioritizing accessible support through the Merge Business Resource Center, a new program providing guidance to businesses at every stage. This initiative is made possible thanks to the expertise of local businesses paying it forward in fields like finance, IT, accounting, HR, and business coaching. Their support has been instrumental in bringing this vision to life. As we move as we move forward, we're thrilled to launch a robust marketing campaign to share this program with the broader community in the coming month. We also heard from businesses that access to childcare solutions is critical for both our workforce and local employers. That's why we're thrilled to have Michael Chen join our team, bringing his expertise and focus to grow the Wage Enhancement Program. Continuing this and supporting the Child Care Coalition will remain a key priority as we work to raise wages for child care professionals, ensuring these essential services remain available to our working families. Finally, we have built the team to support coalition building and advocacy. Partnering with leaders across the community, we aim to champion the issues that matter most to our businesses and workforce. Mackenzie DeRue has been a driving force in helping us communicate with elected leaders about the importance of public-private partnerships. Coalition building, like the conservation bond recently passed that was chaired by Josh Schamberger and Pat Hayden and supported by Greater IC and many other funding partners and champions, will be essential if we want to continue making strides in Johnson County. Mackenzie's role will continue to grow in significance, and we encourage you to reach out to her on policy and regulatory matters that matter to you. If you've ever met Mackenzie, as Tom Seelig would say, she's the real deal. I'm so grateful to work alongside her and with you and all of you in this role, which I'm truly honored to hold. These efforts reflect our dedication to addressing both immediate and long-term challenges while creating opportunities for businesses and individuals to thrive in a resilient, forward-thinking community. Tonight isn't just about reflecting on our progress, it's about inviting you to be part of what's next. Whether you're ready to advocate, invest, or get involved in one of these initiatives, there's a place for you in this vision. And we are committed to having hard, civic, and meaningful conversations that allow us to continue to grow. Thank you for your trust in me in this role, holding some grace for me as I learn and make mistakes, for assuming positive intent of each other, and for working with this team of professionals that are really earnest in their want to work with you and for you for the betterment of the greater Iowa City area. And now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to the person you're really here to see tonight. And I'll probably say this every year. If you remember last year was Beth Getz. It was great. It is our privilege to welcome Dr. Denise Jamieson as our keynote speaker. Dr. Jamieson serves as the Vice President for Medical Affairs in the Roy and Lucille Carver College of Medicine at the University of Iowa. Since assuming her role in August 2023, she's been instrumental in leading UI Healthcare, encompassing the state's only comprehensive medical school, University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics, and University of Iowa Physicians. A nationally recognized expert in maternal health and emerging infectious diseases, Dr. Jamieson has served in critical roles, including leading the CDC's Zika emergency response and receiving their highest service honor, the Distinguished Service Medal. Honored as Corridor Business Journal's most influential person of 2023, Dr. Jamieson's profound contributions to healthcare and her dedication to addressing health disparities make her an inspiring leader in medicine and public health. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Denise Jamieson.
Thank you for that kind introduction. I'm really excited to provide an update to you all on University of Iowa Healthcare. Before I do that, I just wanted to reflect on the fact that I've spent one full year here now in Iowa City, and I've been so impressed by the people and the culture and the energy, and tonight is really no exception. This group really has a great community feel. And I think that's a reflection of really the collaboration and creative vision of so many of you that are out in the audience today. Our local businesses, residents, educational institutions, our local politicians, our local leaders. And I really appreciate Greater Iowa City's efforts in bringing all of this together and their investments in our community. So I'd like to give one more round of applause to Nancy Bird and the folks who run this great organization. So thank you very much. So I wanted to start, I'm relatively new to the area, I've been here 15 months, and I wanted to start by giving you a little bit of background about my story and my path here to Iowa City and UI Healthcare, and my life now here in Iowa City. So I grew up in New Jersey. I graduated from high school in New Jersey, and I abruptly left, really never to return. I went away to college, and then I made my way to Duke University for medical school. And interestingly, I was co-enrolled in both Duke and UNC, University of North Carolina, which, if you don't know, Duke and UNC are big rivals. And so I'd like to say that I had dual allegiances, but during men's basketball season, my true colors came out. I always have been a big Duke men's basketball fan, and while I was in medical school in '91 and '92, the Dream Team won 2 back-to-back championships, and I thought nothing would ever surpass men's Duke basketball. But I must say, coming to Iowa, women's basketball has exceeded any expectations and all expectations. I then went off to California, University of California, where I did a 4-year residency in obstetrics and gynecology. And after finishing my residency, I joined the Public Health Service. I was a commissioned officer in the Public Health Service, and I worked at the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, primarily on emerging infectious diseases in pregnancy. And then I sort of broadened and did overall emerging infections and really did a lot of outbreak response work. So this is a picture of me in the Emergency Operations Center, just sort of the hub of CDC during outbreak responses. During that time, I was also a practicing obstetrician gynecologist. This is me on labor and delivery during the pandemic, and practiced for 27 years at Grady, which is a large safety net hospital in Atlanta that serves the underserved. After retiring from the Public Health Service in 2017, I took up a retirement hobby known as Emory, and there I played leadership roles. I was a division director at Grady, and then I was the chair of the obstetrics and gynecology department at Emory, so spent 6 to 7 years full-time at Emory. I really had no intention of leaving, but I got an interesting phone call from someone in Iowa who alerted me that a job was going to be posted. I'd never thought about moving to Iowa before, but I came here to visit, and I couldn't believe what a great place it was, and I was sold. So I joined the team 15 months ago. I'm now officially a Hawkeye, and this is my leadership team. Brad Hawes is our CEO, who I think is here today somewhere. There he is, right straight in front of me. And Pat Winokur, our executive dean, and that's our leadership group for the University of Iowa Healthcare. So what does my what does my life look like now? I wanted to share just a little bit with you. This is my family. My partner of 27 years is here today, Tracy. And my 18-year-old twin boys are off at college. Johnny is at Georgia Tech, and Jamie is at University of Colorado Boulder. So what do I like about Iowa City? What do I do in Iowa City? Well, Tracy and I have had a sheep farm in Georgia for 25 years, and so we are setting up a sheep farm here in Iowa. So Tracy's a veterinarian, and she trains border collies to herd sheep. So our kids grew up in and around animals on farms. This is Eeyore, our donkey. He's going to stay in Georgia for this winter and then travel out to Iowa for his retirement home in the spring. And these are our kids when they were younger. Here are kids with lambs when they're slightly older. And here's where we are now. This was moving day several weeks ago. This is the moving truck leaving our property in Hedrick. These are our border collies. Here are some of our new Iowa sheep, and here's our place in Hedrick. So really enjoying our farm. The other thing that I did was I took up rowing here in Iowa. I joined the community rowing program, which I love, and I'm out on the water most mornings. Interestingly enough, I took this up because of my brother. My brother was a rower in college and then continued to row, and this is him in the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta. He actually got a silver medal. And so I always looked, he's my younger brother, I always looked at him and said, rowing must be pretty easy if Brian can do it. So I took up rowing, and boy, was I wrong. It is really hard. And if any of you in the audience are rowers, you can tell from this photo that I'm in how bad a rower I am. I'm really a novice, but I'm really enjoying it. And in addition to the community rowing program, we also do some outreach with community groups. This was a Learn to Row event that involved the adolescent and young adult cancer support group, so getting cancer survivors and their families out on the water. So really enjoying that. And then the other piece I wanted to share is that I am Herky's #1 fan. So I am all in. Like, I drive Tracy crazy when I'm in the airport, because I was all worried because the Herkies were put away when they were waxing the floors, and I was concerned that something had happened to them. I reached out to Josh, and I'm like, what happened to Herky? There are 2 Herkies at the airport. And I was thrilled when Josh from Think Iowa City reached out to me and invited me to participate on the Delta Force team for the Herkies on Parade event, where we went and installed the Herkies around town in a very secretive fashion. Really super fun. And now I'm also excited because Healthcare Herky has found his permanent home outside my office window, so I can see Herky from where I sit in my office. So really perfect, perfect work setting. So I want to turn now and just talk a little bit about University of Iowa healthcare. One of the things that really attracted me to coming here and taking this position was our mission. Our mission is to serve 3.2 million Iowans across all 99 counties. And we have 3 different pieces of that mission: clinical care, research, and education. In terms of clinical care, we take care of millions of patients at our campuses and clinics across the state. But it's not just to provide direct clinical care. We also have a responsibility to ensure care across the state and to partner with others to ensure that accessible health care for Iowans by Iowans is close to home. We also are committed to research. We conduct cutting-edge research, transformative research, and there again, I think we have an obligation to ensure that that research impacts Iowans, and I'll give you an example of that today. In terms of education, we train and educate the next generation of healthcare providers. And of note, 1/2 of Iowa's doctors trained or were educated at University of Iowa. So I want to tell you a little bit about a story that exemplifies the clinical care that we provide. So this is Scarlett Wheelock from Clinton, Iowa. When she was 4 years old, she started having these symptoms: nausea, vomiting every morning, dizziness, slurred speech, and several other things. Her mom, Ashley, took her to urgent care in Davenport, and the physician there immediately sent her to our Stead Children's Hospital. And she was diagnosed in the emergency department very quickly with abnormality in her brain. She underwent emergency surgery, and then within 2 days she underwent another surgery, and they removed a cancerous brain tumor. They got about 70% of the tumor. She then had a short stay, or a moderately short stay, in our pediatric ICU, was discharged home, and then she was treated with 14 months of chemotherapy. And this is Scarlett now. She's in 1st grade. She has an excellent prognosis. I met with her and her mother recently, and she's really doing wonderfully. And so I think stories like Scarlett's are all too familiar for many of us. Cancer has likely touched all of our lives in some way, whether we know a family member or friend who has battled cancer, or some of us have even experienced it firsthand. Unfortunately, Iowa has the 2nd highest and fastest growing rate of new cancers in the United States. And this is really an alarming trend, and it's something we want to help tackle statewide. So we have the Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center. This is Iowa's only National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center. It's been around for 24 years. It's only one of 57 in the country, and there's just a handful of them in the Midwest. And so with this national designation, the center is recognized for meeting very rigorous standards and providing care for some of the most rare and most complex cancer cases. So one example of the clinical care that we deliver. We're also very aware that we have access issues. We're doing a lot of work right now to expand access to health care for Iowans, both locally and across the state. Wait times are too long. It's too hard to get into our hospital. Our hospitals are full. And I've learned over the last year that the demand for our expertise is high, and it's only going to get higher. It'll continue to grow as Iowa's population ages. And since we have an obligation to serve the state and beyond, it's no surprise that we're consistently near or at capacity. So we're evolving. We're not the same health system that we were even a year ago. And one of the ways in which we've changed is we're getting bigger. So this is our downtown campus, formerly Mercy. These are actually photos taken on our day one, our first day of opening. And we are really trying to grow care at the downtown campus and preserve the feel of a community hospital. So people loved Mercy. The Sisters of Mercy described their hospital as having the spirit of hospitality, and we really want to preserve that, grow and preserve. This is our North Liberty campus. This is our new campus. It is the first construction of a new hospital away from the main university campus. It'll have an emergency department, it'll have inpatient beds, and it will have a focus on orthopedic care. And I'd like to point out the Tiger Hawk that you can see from the outside of the building, but not the inside. And we've been getting a lot of comments about people driving past the campus on Forever Green Road in North Liberty and seeing the Tiger Hawk logo. And that will be the part of the building is a beautiful physical therapy facility. So I want to give you one example of research. And I'd like to tell you this story. It's a story about Bruce Gans, Dr. Bruce Gans, who's an otolaryngologist professor at the University of Iowa, and Kelby Thielander, who's a student at University of Iowa, and a linebacker. So this was Kelby at about 3 years old. He had severe hearing loss. He could not hear. And he met Dr. Bruce Gans, who, as I said, is a professor of otolaryngology. He served as chair of the department for many years. And he's done pioneering research on cochlear implants, which are a surgically implanted device that helps restore hearing. And he's actually completed more than 3,000 cochlear implant procedures over the course of his career. And he's really advanced the field and pioneered new technology. When Kelby's parents tell the story of when Kelby first got his cochlear implant, he could hear the buses on Melrose Avenue, how he whipped his head around to look at the buses, and how transformational it was that his hearing was restored. So here he is. He was one of our first kid captains, which is a partnership between our athletics and medicine, where inspiring young pediatric patients get to be on the field with the team and participate in activities. And he was one of the first, shown here as a young boy. And here he is just last year. He's now on the field, and this is a kid captain, Niall Crone, who also had a cochlear implant. So now he's an inspiration to the next generation and carrying on the legacy. And I really like this program, and that it's a really nice partnership between medicine and athletics at the University of Iowa. It's also a nice example of how our researchers aren't just performing research in a laboratory, they're actually taking it out into the world to help Iowans and beyond. Lastly, I want to say just a little bit about education. We have a responsibility to train the next generation of physicians, scientists, and healthcare leaders. And here are two of our medical school graduates. They graduated last year because I have twins whose first names start with J, Johnny and Jamie, and this is Jake and Joel. I was super excited to meet them at graduation and ask them every question I could possibly think of. But they grew up in a rural area in the Midwest. Jake is going into family medicine, Joel is going into general surgery, and I'm hoping that they, in one case, stay and come back to Iowa to practice. But really, incredible devotion of our medical students. So we have 153 medical students. 70% of our class are Iowa residents. And notably, 15 of the 2024 class are first-generation college students. So their parents didn't get a four-year degree, and now they're getting a medical degree. So pretty inspirational. And in addition to completing didactic coursework and clinical rotations, our medical students are also out in the community getting hands-on experience helping our community members. So for example, this is a mobile clinic. Our mobile clinic has offered free medical care to underserved community members for over 2 decades. It's run by medical students, and it provides free health screening and basic health services to underserved and uninsured populations. And we have 12 clinic sites. And these clinics are set up in school gymnasiums, senior centers, churches, and other community spaces. The medical students are also involved in a STEM program. This is a program for kindergarten through 12th graders, and it's really designed to inspire our youngest learners to pursue careers in healthcare. And the university has sponsored these STEM programs for over 13 years. And they're really interactive. As you can see, the kids get to go to the simulation lab and use anatomy, plastic organs, and they even get experience sometimes in casting broken bones. So great opportunity to really get kids excited about healthcare professions. So with that, hopefully from these brief stories, you get a sense of who we are today. We're in the lab, we're in the classroom, we're in patient care rooms, we're in the operating room, and we really are trying to change medicine and change lives. We've been in this community for 150 years, and as I look ahead and as we continue to experience accelerated change, I know that we will continue to work together to build a strong, resilient region. I'm really proud to help lead UI Healthcare, and I'm really excited to be connected to Greater Iowa City. So thank you very much.
So quiet. Everyone's done eating. To everyone here tonight, thank you for everything. Thank you for coming. To the Hyatt Regency and Maria Schussler, thank you so much for this wonderful event. The beautiful floral arrangements on your tables are from Ease Florals. And please flip over your programs. If yours has a gold star, you can take home the floral arrangement on your table tonight. Woo! All right, and with that, thank you for coming. Please enjoy your evening and join us at the Watermill next door to celebrate with us afterwards. Thank you so much.